Good day guys, it's Saturday and it's really nice outside, and yeah, it's sunny and nice. So today I'm gonna investigate the fuel tank on my Duramax and see what I can do to fix the blockage. And but first we gotta go and grab a load of rocks for a friend. So yeah, we're gonna go and do that, and then we'll come back and we'll drop the tank. Let's crank her up. Well, the day is almost over, and when you do that, well, the day is almost over. I went for to help my friend with that load of rock you saw, and yeah, just for making a walkway to his house. And yeah, I also cracked my windshield over there, so now they have got 2 cracks, and right there, the crack is starting to go down. So yeah, windshield is shot. And there was another one somewhere, someone there in the corner, which is really small. I didn't bother with it. The whole windscreen needs to be replaced anyways. But yeah, here I am. It's almost 8 o'clock at night. Well, evening. So I'm gonna start on the tank and try to get a head start. I planned this for tomorrow instead, because of another fiasco that happened at my friend's. So yeah, we had to get that done, and now I got a few hours left before it starts to be dark outside. So yeah, gonna start undoing those 2 bolts that hold the whole thing. But I think I have to remove the shield first, so that's what we'll do, and I'll bring you along. So here we are underneath, and yeah, I got those bolts to remove. Those 2. There's a shield and then the big straps. I've got this line to unplug. This is when I put the cooler back in operation, because for some reason it was bypassed. Maybe because the line blew up here. So I've got new lines. This is 1/2 inch. It needs to be a 3/8, or the other way around. Yeah, this needs to be 3/8. But as you can see, it's a bit big for that, but it works. This is not diesel, this is just the undercoating, so there's no leak there. And yeah, you can see those straps here. So you slack them from there, and we'll pull those 2 out of there. But first I gotta remove that shield, and you see it's holding by clips here. I think I've got enough room here to do it. So let's get wrenching. So it's a 13 mil here. Crappy ratchet, because the other one is downstairs. I don't want to go get it, so I'll use a crappy ratchet. I'll get people complaining I'm using the crappy ratchet. I don't care. Needs to be done. Well, they're not too tight because the truck is undercoated, so there's oil all over the place, on the frame, in the bolts. Keeps everything well lubricated, and not too bad. So that's one. I believe there'll be a few in the back as well. I'll start with this one. I want to move to the back. There you go. That's the two in front. And the back, maybe that dimple there. Right here. Nope, that's the strap. So, there we go. There's two here. Right near the dimple. That was the last one. It should go now. There you go. Now we can see the whole tank. It's all plastic, of course. You see? Two straps like this. It's like the boat. Anyways, it's been like that for 40 years. I don't have to show you that. But I'll remove those bolts here and try and drop it. Well, first, I'll grab the jack over there. Under the jack, put it on there. So I don't get a tank smashing into my head. For the record, these two bolts are 15 mil. Now we just flick it like this and go through the notch at the top. So you see, just a notch like that. That's one out. There's the second one, and the clip that goes on top of the frame that this one screws in. Well, it's turning a little bit. I need to address that. Oh, there we go. That's the second one out. Okay, the tank is ready to come out. You can see I already dropped it a little bit. And now I need to remove the filler neck here. And from this point on, it's gonna be pretty dark because, yeah, nightfall. So, yeah, gotta remove these storage screw and let the whole thing drop down with the tank. And it should be good. Okay, so right now I got it dropped enough to disconnect all the lines. You can stick your head up between the drive shaft and the muffler. Okay, so now I'm up underneath and you'll be greeted with all these lines. This is the feed line, the return, a breathe air, and the breathe air for when you fill up. You'll need those little clips and you just shove underneath like this and you pull to unlock the factory hoses, which are going to be replaced in my case. And then you have the fuel level sensor. So you see this, there's a little white clip. You pull it out, and when you pull it out, it releases the tab, and you can press on the tab and wiggle it. It's going to come out. If it doesn't come out easy, you can do it like I did, and just take the hose you pulled out of here and dump a little bit of diesel fuel in there. It's going to lubricate the whole thing, and it's going to slide right out. So now the only thing left is that other hose here, that guy here, which is a breathe air for when you fill up, and it's stuck on the hose. So I'm gonna take a plier and twist it, and it's gonna come out, and the tank is out now, and that's all there is to it. It's not a hard job, just doing the step in the right order. For instance, you got to remove the whole the big fill-up tube from the tank, straight from the tank, and you don't have to worry about the breathe air. The one that's left for me to remove, you don't have to mess with it, because it's long enough to grab the tank and access it from this side. So you'll save removing one collar, which always nice. So yeah, it's pretty dark now, so I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna drop the tank, and that'll be that for today. And tomorrow morning I'll be pulling it out and checking it. Okay, so I lied. I went and pulled it out anyways. So there she is. And the good thing about a 3500 is it clears the frame, so you don't have to lift the truck at all. It just slides right underneath. So that's a plus. And yeah, I gotta cover up all the holes so nothing gets in there, and clean that ring, which is pretty damn bad. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that, but it seems to work fine. Fuel level is always good, and yeah, it might be good. So gotta find what's in the fuel return line, see what's blocking it. It's either that or it's the hose underneath. So yeah, it's between the hose that was coming all the way here, that I had it spliced with another line, because I couldn't get well, I could, but I didn't want to drop the tank. Ended up doing it anyways. But yeah, it took care of the small leak I had, because I had a rusted quick fitting. So yeah, I got the tank now, and I'm gonna pull the tube I'm talking about and see if that's the one that was blocked, or if it's in the tank. But either ways, I'm opening up the tank and checking inside, see if it needs servicing. So is it that tube? It's either that tube, because I blew at the end of that side into the tank, and there was restriction, so it's either this tube or it's the tank. So let's see if it's the tube first. It's not the tube, so it's the tank, and it's out. So good night, filthy tank. See you tomorrow. Okay, so I put put a hose clamp there because it's pulling air. I don't know if it's pulling air from the tank. I know my tank is empty. It's showing empty and the light is on, but it was pulling a lot of air. So just testing if the air was coming from this barb here or if it's something in the tank. So it could be pulling air. For all I know, I have to inspect the whole assembly. So I left all my all the diesel fuel line I have. I left it all there because I don't want to cut it just for emptying the tank. So yeah, I'm gonna try again, see if it helps with the hose barb. Nope, it's still pulling air. It's pulling air. Maybe I found a problem. Maybe it's nothing because it's only the fact the tank is not on a truck. It's not that it's the right angle, but I propped it up a little bit like that, so it should be good. But yeah, it's pulling a whole lot of air, even though there's a lot of weight in diesel still in the tank. So I'll empty that and we'll see afterwards. You see, this is how it should pull from the tank. No air. It's consistent, but that's not how it pulls. So there might be a hole somewhere in the tubing there. Let me zoom out. So maybe in this tube here, or the whole assembly, there's air going in. Alright, so I drained the tank, cleaned it up all good inside, and I think I found one of the problem. So this goes here, and you see the small tube is a return. Return comes into that hole here, and then it flows into that other one here. So I pried that thing off, and look how nasty it is in there, as well as in there. I already picked it with a screwdriver, and it's full of something. I don't know what it is, flakes or but anyways, it's full. So this is why the fuel injector line were having issues, and why it was hard to blow through the return. So that's one problem found. So all I got to do is clean that up. I don't know if I'll do the fuel pickup mod, but from what I saw when pulling fuel, there's some air getting into this line. So I gotta find out what it is. So I pulled out the thing here. Really annoying because there's a tab on each side here. So you see there's a tab here and another one on the other side. So you have to pull that tab really far while you press on the tab on that thing. So yeah, it's really annoying to remove, but it's out and it's gonna be easy to put back in. And now I gotta remove this plastic housing because I need to inspect everything else. And for some reason I have to remove, you have to pry those two tabs here, and at the same time you have to push that thing away so that it slides off. That's what I'm gonna try to do. Okay, so we found a bunch of junk in there. For instance, one of these little tabs from the diesel additive they put in the tank, and it kind of went through, and it went through the hole, and it was laying at the bottom of that can here. And as you can see, there's a lot more junk in there. So and yeah, the other tube I was talking about is that one here. I kind of punched through, but it's still a bit blocked, and there's all that crap in the bottom. So yeah, any of these things were my problems, and you can tell. Yeah, that's a lot of junk. So gonna clean all that up, and next thing's gonna be checking that the suction tube here doesn't have any holes, because it could be feeding air like we saw earlier. But yeah, let's give it a bit of a clean and see what we can find with that other one. So we're gonna pop that, plug the hole, and try and blow in the other end and see if there's a leak somewhere. Yep, now it's time for a thunderstorm. Maybe we'll grab a few lightning strikes. But yeah. And yep, I'm barely fine just to get the tank back in, and all I have to hope is that water doesn't seep from here and makes it all the way down. Yep, a thunderstorm. We knew it was coming, so yeah, not that big of a deal. I'm not in the rain right here, so yeah, we're gonna keep assembling stuff. Okay, so it turns out the fuel doesn't come out of the middle hole here. This is blocked, and it came out of that hole that was here, and it was a tiny hole, so I made it bigger and I drilled that one as well. So now the fuel's gonna come and come from here and return from both sides and into both of these tubes, which is not gonna affect anything, except it's gonna relieve a bit of pressure from this system, from the return system. It's not gonna solve anything, but yeah, at least the suction tube is going to be fine. This is all nice and clean now. So yeah, we're gonna reassemble it. Need a tube. There's a spring that goes, I think it goes here or there. I don't think it matters much. So we're gonna put that all back together and run with it. Put it back in the tank and put the tank back in the truck. So yeah, that's the inspection. But now the hose that come here not going to be the same, because I'm replacing them and putting real hoses, because the other ones, well, they're pretty much done and they could be causing issues. Maybe that's the issue. So now I know that in my tank it's good, and next thing is going to be putting a gauge and seeing if I got air or anything. The tube, I tested it. The tube here doesn't have any problem. I don't know what was pulling air, maybe because the tank was at a odd angle, but yeah, I'll be that. gonna be putting that back in the truck, and that'll be that. All the lines, all the rubber lines from the tank all the way to the injection pump are now brand new. So that won't be my issue now, and they're good, and it's gonna be good for a long time. I don't want to leave old lines on it. It's just not worth my time to keep messing with those lines. So yeah. Okay, so this here is the last feed hose for the supply line of the Turbomax. So that's the last one I didn't replace, and it's pretty mushy. It doesn't look too bad, but sometimes they fail internally. So yeah, I'm trying to get it off, and it's really tight. So I'm gonna try to break the seal by using a fire grip on that size. So all I want to do is I want to reuse the barb and just slip a new hose over it. So I'm gonna try and take it off. Okay, so I got the line hooked up here. I put two hose clamps there, cut it to length, and I'm installing all of these before I raise the tank. So I install all of these, then I'll go and raise the tank, install the pickup tube, which is over there. I lost the hose clamp, so I had to double them up, some smaller ones. So yeah, then I raise the tank, connect that guy, and then I have to reattach the filler tube to the side of the box. So yeah, it's going pretty good. I want to get that done, but that's the gist of it. Just replacing those lines, and that's what I used. These are Goodyear's 250 psi. That's like slightly overkill for vacuum, I'd say. But yeah, that's the good stuff. And then I have to run another one, which I don't have to connect first. I just connect it here and let it hang loose, because my it doesn't return to the original line that used to snake through the cooler, the fuel cooler, and between the tank. So I don't have that anymore. I'm just going straight to the cooler instead of going around. So I can just let it hang down, put the tank in, and just figure it out afterwards. So I'm gonna hook these up, and then I'll return. Okay, so that's the filler neck, and that's the tank. And if you leave a bit of room here, normally the edge of the tank here should be here, but you won't see where you are when you plug in the filler tube. So you just push the tank back as far as it will go. It's gonna give you a bit of room to plug the tank, plug the filler neck, and it's easier if you unplug it from there as well, because it's gonna be a lot more mobile. So you'll be able to twist it and push it in. So that's how I did it. Not too bad a job. So I'm gonna tighten up that clamp, and then put the strap back on, and I'm done. So pretty good. Well, no, I won't be done because I got to hook up the other tubes, but yeah, almost there. So this is where the filler neck is, and on the other side here you can reach your hand in there, and I can screw it with a screwdriver. My hand fits in there. So that's how I did it. So now I'm gonna put the strap back on and connect my line here to the fuel cooler, and I'll be done. Okay, so the tank is back on, and now I only have to hook up that return line. This is how it was before. Last time I fixed it, but I didn't like it because it's curving the opposite way of what it used to be. I'm missing a piece of line, of hard line, because it was rotten. So what I'll do, I'll flip this over and I'll curve here instead, and then loop it around there, tie wrap these together, and I'll be good. Okay, I put the filler neck back in, and it's fitting better than expected. I always split it in two, so I split that part and the actual filler neck and the housing here, and I took the opportunity to fix the clips here. They were broken and it wasn't that solid, so yeah, I fixed that up, and now it's better than ever. So yeah, last thing is to fill it up and clean up, especially me, because I'm pretty damn dirty right now. So it starts with glove, and then it ends up wanting to get things done and not replacing the gloves and all that. So that's it. So put everything underneath. You can see, yeah, I just have to put a few tie wraps and make sure nothing rubs against anything. And I gotta clean the camera too. That's a big spot right there. But yeah, that's it. So clean up and fire it up.